Good morning, everyone. I don't know if you can tell, but it's rainy. I guess the lighting is still blown out by the window. Oh well. The only real way I can fix that is if I mounted the camera a little higher, but I don't really want to do that. So, I made a list of things to talk about, and then forgot to... Should I fix this? It's the same. Whatever. I made a list of things to talk about, and of course I didn't look at it before. Let's see if I can remember. So first of all, I want to address the thing that's happening right now, which is I released the Pewdiepie video. I'm releasing things a little late. I don't intend to do that forever. I kind of want to just edit these immediately because I'm not really doing any editing, and then post them like that day. But I'm backed up a little bit. I'll catch up, I'm sure, because I'll miss days. But, so the one talking about PewDiePie saying the N-word came out and immediately got more views, and I should have known that that's how it always goes, right? Like, it wasn't clickbait. I talked about it for a long time in the video. I didn't intend to, like, draw a bunch of viewers that way. It was just primarily what I talked about in that video, but I should know better, right? Just like PewDiePie, I should know better, because it's gonna get more views because it says PewDiePie, because it wasn't overly supportive of PewDiePie in this situation. It's gonna get negative comments and downvotes, thumbs downs, whatever, and it was just overall like pointless to exist. I mean, I just do these because they're fun, and I like talking about this stuff, but I don't know. I mean, maybe it won't get a lot of negative views or negative comments, negative responses, because maybe everybody is like, yeah, PewDiePie, what are you doing? And what is he doing? To be fair, well, my face is red from the brake lights in front of me. That's pretty cool. To be fair, he issued an apology, and he's pretty good at apologizing, right? He's sincere, and because we know him, we know he's sincere, right? And his explanation for it was that he got caught up in, like, the atmosphere of gaming. Like, that's a thing that people say. I don't know about that. I mean, I literally don't know. I'm expressing doubt, but at the same time, I really don't know. I haven't experienced that. I know that people say the N-word sometimes, but why you would emulate that is strange. Well, like I said, in my previous video, I made a distinction between using the N-word in a way that black people refer to themselves as still unacceptable, but, like, at least it's not coming from a place of harm, and the way that he used it. So to say that you heard someone use it in that way, and then to be like, I'm gonna do that, is weird to me. I mean, I certainly do understand the idea that, like, once you hear something, if it has any sort of interest, even if it's negative, it kind of rattles in your brain, and it becomes a part of you to some extent, right? Even if you have no negative feelings towards those people. What do you mean by those people? Black people, that's what I mean. Even if you have no negative feeling toward black people. I was trying to speak more generally to cover other insults, but it sounded really bad. So, let's be specific here. Whoa, I just saw a Hummer with, like, a turret port on the top. Even if you have no negative feelings towards black people, once you hear that, and like the cadence resonates because it's an unfamiliar sound to you, as a white person at least, and it's just like in your brain, right? Now, I'm not saying that you would ever use it, or like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying to meet PewDiePie in the middle, because like I said, I didn't want to be rash and just jump to a conclusion, but it seemed like the conclusion was there. Why did he do that? So, I don't know. I'm not forgiving, but I will say he had a good apology. And I don't know. What more can you ask for? You can ask for someone not to keep making the same mistakes over and over. That's pretty much the only thing. But now I don't have a point to look to, right? Because I don't want to give him another chance and wait for him to mess up again. But what if he never messes up? I'll never notice. So, I don't know. People make mistakes. I feel like this one was different. I still feel that way. So that's that. I don't want this conversation or discussion to come across as in any way excusing, like, this is why white people are racist, or why they sometimes use the N-word. They're not really racist, it just rattles in their brain. No. I wouldn't say that. I've never made that mistake. That's not strictly true. When I was a child, before I knew what the N-word meant, I guess this is kind of what I mean. So this is interesting. When I was a child, before I knew what the N-word meant, well, let me qualify this as much as possible. One time, apropos of nothing, I made the joke, or pun, turn of phrase, word, conjunction of Arnold Schwarzenegger's last name, but with the N-word as the ending part. I think you can put it together yourself. Just because the N-word was a word I had heard, and it sounded similar, so I put them together. And my cousin called me out immediately. He was like, hey, that's not okay. You can't say that. I still didn't understand what it meant, but I was just like, oh, okay. That joke didn't go over well. So that's my experience with using the N-word. Should I title this video, Blaine Uses the N-word? It's bad. It's so weird that one word can mean so much, because it shouldn't mean that much. It just sounds, but at the same time, it's a known issue, right? It's if you use the word, you are either extremely uneducated, in the case of me as a child, and I guess PewDiePie now, is that the excuse he wants to use, that he's a moron? Like, literally? I don't know if moron's okay to use, but, or the other case that you use the word is you feel that way to some extent. So it's both annoying that the word means so much, because it's just a word, but at the same time, it's such a clear indicator that you're on the wrong side. Oh. I don't know. Now this is used in this way, like I said. Sometimes people use it in the other way. The way that black people use it to talk about themselves. And I don't think that has the same meaning at all. It's still not something you should say. But it doesn't mean that I don't think it means the same thing. I'm not an authority on it. I'm a white dude. But I think it's clearly different. Feel free to disagree with me. I don't want to talk about this the whole time. I don't know what else I'll talk about. I got some skinny pants this weekend. I'm not wearing them now because my shoes, my work shoes, like, they literally look like clown shoes. It's not even a joke when you wear the skinny pants. Because when I wore them, tried them on in the store, they, they were tight, but that was what I wanted, and, but I was wearing them with, like, sneakers. I don't even know what to call shoes these days. Are they sneakers? They're just, like, canvas top shoes with rubber soles. But they all have rubber soles, but, like the edge. What are those? Are they tennis shoes? I don't think so. Are they sneakers? Anyway. So I tried them on and was like, alright, I have big feet, whatever. It's fine. It's acceptable. Everybody understands that you got feet. But when I put on my work shoes, it was just like so big that I couldn't even wear them. So my job isn't super strict about dress. Like, you can always be sort of casual. Sneakers are fine. Not that I know what sneakers are. But I didn't want to walk that edge right now. It didn't look as bad with the dress shirt, which was surprising. Because dress shirts always are kind of billowy. I can't get over it. No one. Dress shirts are always kind of big, but I feel like that's just an understood thing too. Like, dress shirts, if they're not tight tucked, like you've been sitting for a while, so they're loose, they're gonna be like, and then they'll be tight around where the pants are. That's just how shirts are. You can buy shirts that are better about it, but no one expects you to have those shirts. So, and when I did the tight tuck, it looked fine, which was surprising. It was this shirt, the one that I feel like this one's one of my bigger shirts. But I got some tight pants. I went with the super skinny pants. That's how they were delineated. There was slim fit, skinny, and then super skinny. But honestly, I didn't see that much of a difference. It was like, there was a difference, but the super skinny was like stretchy, so I don't know, man. That was what I went for. So I made this bracelet thing. It's a little shinier than I really wanted to go with. I don't know if it's shiny right now. I just got a metal chain, found it at Walmart, and I put the plastic beads that I was already putting on it. Actually, I got some new plastic beads, but my original plastic bead is on there because I wanted to be kind of strict about that. Like, the bead that I earned that day is the one that I put on there, not just any old bead. If I change out this chain, I don't want to put, just 3 beads that I randomly found. I want it to be like that bead specifically. And I'll just do that until I can't, right? If I lost the bracelet, I'll re-string it and do it again if I know the number. which I don't know that I will know the number. I'll have to like discreetly film it every day so that I can pull the video up if I lose the bracelet, or if it breaks, or the beads go flying. But basically, I just took the chain. The reason I got the other beads is while I was in the store, I saw that they had like a much bigger hole on the inside. So I was able to put a jump ring on the end, which makes it easier to clasp. And it still goes through the bead, which is great. But like, I just bought the chain. It came with everything. I made it, so I measured out my my mala beads that I have. I was gonna bring those to show you again, but I forgot. Now I probably never will. I measured out the mala beads and made the chain the same size, but I forgot that the mala beads are like annoying to loop around that last loop. So I actually took the rest of the chain and redid it and made it a little bit longer so I could do one more loop. So it's a little bit longer than my mala beads in length. So yeah, it works. It gets tangled like immediately on my wrist. So it's fine wearing during the day, no problem. If I have to take it off, when I have to take it off at night, because I do, just to add a bead, or I don't want to sleep in it, or if I have to take it off for some other reason during the day, it's a pain, because all the chains are like jumbled on top of each other, so I can't just untwist it. Even if I unlatch it, first of all, there's the danger that all my beads will fall off, which is annoying. I should put some sort of stopper there. Just, I don't know. I don't even know how to do that, because I want to be able to take it off. I want to be able to not have a stopper so I can put more beads on, but I should put something there so that if I just take the bracelet apart, it doesn't happen. But even when I take it apart, it's just like, it's too tangled. It's a nightmare. So I don't know if this is the best solution, because the mala beads come off instantly. They're great. The guy in front of me is either clapping or he's like doing the thing with the cigarettes. You know the thing? Packing it, right? But he's doing it, so he must be right-handed, because he's doing the other hand, which is to be expected. I don't know. It didn't occur to me that he could be packing the cigarettes because he was doing it with the other hand. It's weird. I'm pretty sure what that does is it puts the tobacco or whatever towards the filter, which you want, I guess. But you're lighting the other end. Wouldn't you want it near the fire so it can get used? But maybe you don't breathe it in as much? I don't know. I'm all stopped up. So I did that. Bracelet's good. It's black. I went with black and the black beads. I bought some wooden beads, but I didn't like them. Not on this chain, anyway. And the black looks fine. It's basic. Maybe as time goes by and like I finish this 108 and I move on to the next chain, maybe I'll go with like bronze and then silver and then gold. And if the chain is doing its job and I'm actually becoming more successful, maybe it'll be real gold. And maybe I can move on to platinum. It'll be real platinum. It won't be. It'll never be real platinum. It could be real gold. That's not that expensive. But I still might not want to waste the money. But it's not really a waste, right? So, a marker of my goals and something that reminds me to complete my goals, if it's working, is worth the money. Now, this one was dirt cheap, so it's fine. And I'm not like a materialistic guy about like actual gold, but I do like the color of gold. like the sheen and everything, and fake gold doesn't always look as good. I wonder if you can get a pyrite bracelet, because that could be fine as long as it's naturally gold colored, right? The only thing I don't want it to be is painted gold, because this one's painted black and I already got a scratch on it. But that's okay, that's just like weathered look. But painted gold doesn't weather as well. But I don't know, that could be fun, because then what am I going to do after a platinum? Cobalt? Is there a blue colored metal? I could proceed up the tech tree of Terraria and just keep going up with the my metals. It would be pretty cool to have a mithril bracelet. Feels like there's stuff in my nose. But I don't want to pick my nose on a video. Also, I don't have Kleenex. I have napkins. So that's that. I talked about this before. Well, first of all, I talked about the washing machine thing twice. That's doing well. And I got some... So it can wash towels, but it can wash like 2.5 towels at a time. It's kind of... for someone who uses towels the way that I do, which is I use a fresh towel every day. I know some people will use their towel all week, they'll hang it up and let it dry. That's fine, right? I don't like that. Personally, I like to have a new towel. My house is also, generally speaking, kind of gross, so I don't want to get a moldy towel by accident. But in some ways, the grossness is out of my control. That's just the way it is. I could probably do more, but I don't. So, the microfiber towels, which are lighter, I only have 1.5 of those, so I don't know how many I could wash at once. But it seems like I could maybe get 4, 5 in there. What I want to do is I want to just have those towels and have no thick towels. Because the one I bought actually comes with a smaller one with it. It'll probably be out of stock by the time I go to do it. But if I bought 10 units of those, I would have 10 big towels, which is a lot already. Probably for most people who hang it up, but not for me, who uses one every day. Fewer on the weekends, probably. It would last almost 2 weeks. Not quite. And then to have 10 small towels with it, I could either use those as hand towels, or I could use them as showering towels, and it would be like my indicator, like, hey, you gotta wash towels. And I would have 10 full days of like, hey, you gotta wash towels. Hey, idiot, wash towels. And I'd be using a tiny towel and being silly about it. But I did use it the other day, just to see if it was big enough or if it was absorbent enough, being that size, and it was fine. I've used small towels before when there's nothing else. It's not a big deal. Why are you stopping short? Don't stop short. Go. I hate when people stop with like a million feet in front of them. I don't mind when people drive that way, if you've got a lot of space in front of you, and as long as you're like, the person in front of you isn't driving a lot faster, that's fine. It doesn't matter. You know, you're not getting there any faster. That's how I usually drive, but I get passed all the time. That's just the way it goes. People see an opening and they take it. But when you stop at a stoplight and you leave a million feet in front of you, like, you may not see any immediate reason why that matters, but there's people behind you who are like trying to merge into the road and can't because it's backed up there, and it could be less backed up. Unless you're leaving the space for like a reason. Like there is a thing where cars can merge in and you want to let them in. That's fine. But when you just leave arbitrary space, like, oh, I'm comfortable here, it's really inconsiderate of the people behind you. I don't get riled up about a lot of car stuff the way that some people do. Some people seem to have this concept that, I don't know, everybody should have this idea that everybody should have the same theory of driving as you, right? That they should know better. But I think that's really weird. Like, the only way you could judge people on driving is reality and how people react to reality. Not that they should all understand the fastest, most efficient way, because the idea that people would know that is silly. That's why we want self-driving cars, because all those cars would at least be on the same page as far as what they're doing. Although maybe not. Maybe it'll be like a Mac versus PC thing. They'll all have different ideas of what the fastest way is, and traffic will still be a nightmare. I don't know. No, probably the reason traffic will still be a nightmare is there'll still be people involved in some way. Right, it won't be all self-driving cars. But the point is, that's the idea of the self-driving car, is that they'll all understand the efficiency model that they're using in the same way. And so there will be no confusion or like communication errors in that way. But like expecting people to know, I don't know. Like the only thing you can expect people to do is pay attention, right? So I understand when people get upset about other people being on their phone, but there's really not much else you can expect people to know. Like people have these ideas of like, this lane is for passing only, and this lane is but other people have the same idea, like that this lane is for going super fast. But how fast is super fast? How much over the speed limit? So illegal, right? Already. How fast is the far left lane? Is it 80? Is it, you should only go in there if you're going the fastest? But how do you know if you're the fastest? You got to compare yourself to other people. Do you see, like, there's a lot of problems with that? Because I used to have the idea of like, well, if I'm going the speed limit, I can be in the left lane. But that is I do understand that that's kind of inconsiderate. Some people want to pass and go faster than that. So you shouldn't be in the left lane unless it kind of should be for passing over, right? But at the same time, it is a lane, and sometimes when the other lanes get clogged, it makes sense for people to be in the left lane. I don't know. It's just, a lot of this stuff hasn't been codified in a specific way in like a driving course. You know, some people have some understanding of it, but not enough to make it universal. It's just weird. But if you're at a stoplight and you're leaving a bunch of space, why are you doing that? I mean, it's inconsiderate, but that's like the point, right? Is that it is inconsiderate. See, that person, what are they doing? There's 2 car lengths. And they don't think that there's any problem with it, and there probably isn't right now. But there could be. There could be people trying to get in, and they can't because there's a million miles between you and the next car. But I guess that's what I mean, is people don't know if they're being inconsiderate because they can only see what's in front of them. Unless you've experienced the other thing of trying to get in and seeing that someone leaves a lot of space, you're not going to know. And even then, you probably don't even think about it when it's you being the problem. You only think about it when it's other people being the problem. I don't know. That's kind of a a thing about life in general. Most people only correct for the problems that they've experienced. And even then, sometimes they don't. So, I've arrived at work. Hopefully my PewDiePie video is blowing up. And now I am a #1 YouTube star. I'll see you guys later. I gotta pick my nose.